Hi, I am Nishan, first BBA. Currently, I am pursuing Dr. SNS of the Academy of Arts and Sciences, Coimbatore, Toledo, Iron. My case study is business leadership of South Africa 1994. In domestic multilateral of the elections in 1994, the end of the apparent of the South Africa leader up to that, the history changes group of the business leaders say to the countries mid follow the two parts of the experience of overturn the multilateral, the ending of the something like Cup, which is the revaluation of the nationalities, the measure of industrials of the is solution from the much to the world. If with cloud to following the path of something, the move like the vessel with the military leadership in the totality social change the political creates to domestic business growth.
Hello everyone, I am Sudarshan. My today's topic is South Africa government from 1948 to 1991. The South Africa government has enforced the policy of racial separation that favored the less 10% of the population, defined as the non-white people, could not own property or run business outside reserved areas, and the government visibly restricted more states that ethnic group of non-whites had have to work pass to enter, and designed white public gatherings were forbidden outside of the church meeting, and the black voting was allowed only homeland from popular. Next topic is continues by my friend Abhin.
Hi, I am Abhin. My case study is country turned violent. Conflict within the country turned violent. Violence spared on all sides. 4,000 people were killed off and 50,000 were detained without trial during the revolution. Black leaders were exiled or imprisoned, and speaking up against government policy led to the threatened with the arrest or worse. In 1962, the United Nations proclaimed sanctions, and many countries enacted their own trade restrictions. In the 1980s, divestment movement pressured investors not to be shared in complaints during business in South Africa, leading many international complaints to withdraw from the country. Next topic is continued by Asif.
Hi, I'm Asif. My case study is about history of obsession and violence. In spite of country history and obsession, when F.W. de Klerk became the president of 1989, he broke with the earlier policies of National Party and immediately called for the narco-racist South Africa. The South African National Congress was banned and its leader returned from exile. Other leaders were freed from prison. Towards peaceful elections, negotiation led to the new constitution, which guaranteed freedom of speech, religion, and prohibited discrimination. Leaders were exiled and imprisoned, and speaking up against government policy to threaten with arrest or worse. In 1962, the United Nations proclaimed sanctions, and many countries enacted that or towards the trade restrictions. And many countries enacted their own trade restrictions. In 1980, a divestment movement pressured investors not to buy shares in companies doing business in South Africa, leading many international companies to withdraw from the country. In spite of countries, the shares of the countries were from the loss of the withdrawal from the country. Next topic will be explained by apartheid.
Hi, my name is Abdul Khan. My case study is South African held its first free election, marking a peaceful transition from a government controlled by the country-wide minority. The African National Congress ANC won over 62% of the vote in the election, in which 16 million of 21.7 million eligible votes had never voted before. The new government was led by the ANC's Nelson Mandela and Thabo Mbeki, with the National Party DK as first deputy. Examination: the role business in South Africa historic transition leads to key question: what factors led business leaders ASAT to push the country future away from isolation and missed opportunities toward a high road of participation in an increasing globalization economy? How effective were if business leadership played an important role in the events in South Africa? Could they take a similar role as well?